Oke, oke gue masuk kenal sama gue Doreki. Ya seperti di sebelumnya gue bilang gue pengen cek lagi game Charon dan ya ini game baru gue belum pernah lihat game ini. Belum pernah game lihat ini dan kayaknya sih ini game horror dan nggak berhubungan dengan yandere ya, tapi I don't know karena gue baru lihat gamenya dan ini kayaknya dia Miko ya, Remu ya kali, I don't know. Saya kita mulai aja ya. This game contains scenes of violence and gore is depiction. Gue tahu sih. BTW ini game RPG apa visual novel ya? Uh, ininya logonya baru loh, Charon Presence. Depressingly, cost snow continue to fall. Oh, gue pakai mouse nih ya. During this season, the world of Mother Nature show no sign of slowing down or stopping. This is a remote mountains area. A man's shadow is seen walking along the road, which is covered with snow up to his knees. All the cars on the road had stopped moving. The phones were disconnected, and no help was coming. He was at a loss, deep in the mountains, unable to pick up a single signal. He has no choice but to evacuate, but on the way he was separated from his beloved wife, a poor man who was separated from his love by Mother Nature. Where is he headed, and whether he even make it back alive, no one can say. Where are you? Where are you? The man seems to have tears in his eyes as he mumbles something. At the midset of a great snowstorm, he searched for his loved one with bloodshot eyes. He was sweating even in this sub-zero condition, as he was in a great hurry. Wandering alone in the middle of a blizzard, anyone could see that only a cruel fate awaited him. The heavy snowstorm obscures his vision. It was getting fierce and fierce, and he could hardly stand on his own 2 feet. Even so, as if searching for something to hold onto, he struggled his way through the poor white wall. It was then that his strength reached its limits. Suddenly, he saw an orange light swaying in the distance. Okay, kita bisa save. Thank you very much. What is that? The man strained his eyes, but he couldn't make it out clearly. In the bad weather, there was no way for him to see what it was. He took one step to another, carefully, and finally, it became clear. A person was there. A person holding a lantern in their hand, from which an orange glow emanated. It wasn't his wife, but the mere fact that another living being existed in this hellscape was reassuring. More than anything, just knowing that there was another human being around made him feel less tense. He put his hand to his chest in relief and walked quickly over to the figure. Oh, dia cantik banget sih. Kayak sini Miko kelihatannya sih. Pakaiannya tuh kayak pakai kimono Miko gitu. Hell traveler. At a distance where the figure face was clearly visible, they called out to the man. Standing there was a young woman. What's the matter? What are you doing here, in a place like this? Her features were beautifully formed, and her voice had a lovely tone, like a ringing bell. Her luscious black hair was swept by the wind as she stared worriedly at the man. Oh shh! I got lost. I see. So you lost your way. Her brow furrowed in thought for a moment, and then she smiled at him as if she had made up her mind. This is certainly no place to be standing around. My home is just around here. Why not stop by? As soon as she said that, she turned around and started to walk away. In spite of the poor possibility, the woman walked as if she knew the way. Under this circumstance, her confidence was an uplifting sight to behold. The man, nearing the limit of his physical and mental strength, decided to do as she suggested. kita dalam iglo apa rumahnya kayak bulat begitu. The fire and the heart burned with a cracking sound. The gently flickering flames quickly warmed even his freezing body. His hut was very warm, little odd but sturdy and well built. It wasn't spacious, but it was more than enough for one person. I see that must have been quite difficult for you. As he was brewing tea as he listened to the man's story. Green liquid is poured from the teapot, spitting out steam as it splashed into the cup. As the man watched, he was struck by memories of his own childhood. Here, drink up. The man took it and wrapped his hand around the teacup to warm them. Normally, he would flinch from touching such a hot object, but right now, it felt about right. You must be cold, are you? Warm drink is the best medicine for a cold body. His cold body and mind are gradually regaining its warmth. If he had stayed outside as it was, the man wouldn't go unscathed. He was lucky to have met this woman by chance. By this point, it's no exaggeration to say that she is the man's savior. However, it's not the time to sit around leisurely. Suddenly remembering his original objective, the man felt anxious. While he sits around like this, his wife might be wandering outside in the cold snow. The man can sit around doing nothing as he suddenly stood up. Where are you planning to go? Calm down. You're not planning to walk along the snow over roads in these days, are you? I understand that you're impatient, but at least get some rest before you go. Although he is perplexed by her words, the man sat back and calmed down. He picked up the tea as he calms his mind, as he lets out tired breath. The man closed his eyes as he smelled the tea fragrance. From that tea, he can smell something similar his grandmother used to put into the tea from when he was young. Such a ridiculous thing, in such a serious time when my wife is missing. This hot warmth is able to make me forget of my pain. You may call me Sarasa. Namanya ini banget, Sarasa. For as long as I can remember, I haven't been living here alone. Enggak, namanya itu emang terdengar Japanese, tapi terdengar rarai banget, jarang banget. Terdengar Jepang, tapi jarang banget gue dengar Sarasa. It appears his name is Sarasa. Why such a frail young woman living alone all the way in such a remote area? Kalau Sarah iya sering, tapi Sarasa jarang banget. Rather, it's very unusual for a person to live so deep within the mountains. I wonder how does she manage to source things like food? Where does she store good story? As a lot of questions keep popping up, the man decides to ask her. Why are you alone? Let's see, where should I begin? The woman is staring into the air, thinking as if about something as she began to talk. Both my father and my mother has passed away a long time ago. Originally, my family used to live in a village nearby, but as she reached that part, the woman paused for a while. I guess it's safe to say that we got kicked out of the village. Why? It can be helped. I wonder if this is the best choice for both the village and ours. Sarasa is looking at the distance, as if recalling something sorrowful. Being chased out, hearing those words, the man could only imagine a sorrowful scene. I soon stopped asking questions and prying into her personal circumstance any further. Dear traveler, it's about time. After you're done resting, are you planning to go out again? Oke, untungnya kita punya banyak tempat save ya. That's my plan. You better call it off for today. The blizzard is still raging outside. Are you planning to die? Something dangerous called Kubitori lurks around these parts. Going out this late at night is very dangerous. Don't say such bad things. If you want to live better to do it tomorrow morning. If you don't mind it here, you can stay for the night. Something dangerous? This is folklore about a monster attached this land. It is said to go cut the necks of any traveler who wanders around the mountain. Well, if you insist on going down, I'm not going to stop you. You may do whatever you wish. However, if the Kubitori comes and slit your neck, know that I already warned you. Ranges for tonight. Oke, Abi, you in current morning. Pilihannya terlalu banyak ya. Tapi untungnya ininya itu udah banyak. Abi in your current morning. You made the right judgment, dear traveler. Please don't worry and get a good rest. Well, you don't need to worry. Nearby there is a village. I'm sure your wife is doing well somewhere around there. Oh, dia tahu tentang istri gua. Kalau tahu gitu harusnya gua ngomong aja, gua harus mencari istri gua. Karena gua takutnya ntar kalau gua ngomongin istri gua, dia cemburu dan akhirnya dia ngebunuh gua. Karena ini game Charon, gue inget tentang Yandere-nya itu, tau gak? Hearing the man reply, Sarasa felt relief and smiled. Without saying anything, she prepared a warm meal and bed for him. Despite the situation somewhere inside the man's heart, he feels both assured while also guilty. As night comes, the raging snowstorm is not showing any sign of calming down. Instead of settling down, it feels as if it keeps on getting stronger instead. I wonder if my dear wife is safe somewhere out there. Sarasa. She mentioned there is a village nearby. I hope she is truly able to reach there safely. Honestly, I want to go and look for her right away. However, if I venture out there carelessly, I may lose my own life. And praying really the only thing I can do for now. Now then, what to do? What? Ngebunuh Sarasa? Why? Why? It's what she told me to do. There's a blizzard outside. If I insist on going out, I might endanger my own life. I know better than anyone else that I soon underestimate Mother Nature. No matter how long I ponder about it, no answer will come to my head. Let's just call it a day. When tomorrow comes, I'm sure the answer will come on its own. Warped in the warmth of the room, the man took himself in the futon and drifted asleep. Tapi gue dibunuh lagi sama Sarasa lagi. Oke, siang. The sound of bird chirping fills the silence. Yes, the long grueling night has passed. Morning has finally came. The storm appears to have passed. The sun is shining, unraveling the clear blue sky. Are you leaving already? As the man is preparing to set forth, the voice of a woman can be heard. There's no need for you to be in such a hurry, is there? You should take your time and then go. I thought he is tempted after hearing such sweet words. He tightened and puffed his chest to show his determination. If so, then please be careful on your journey. The woman lets out a lonely smile as she sees him off. Then after a while, as if having remembered something, she faced the man. A moment please, O traveler. As I'm listening to your story, I can only think of inexpressible things. Hearing her words, the atmosphere started to feel as if the very air was freezing over. You said you got separated with your wife on the way here, but are you truly telling the truth? As he said this, an unsettling silence filled the hut. The man stood there in silence and refused to answer to questions. So itu gue bohong apa ba? A car is driving along the mountain road. Pushing through the snow, it keeps going deeper and deeper into the mountains. Driving the car is a single young man, with no one is in the passenger seat. The man appears to be impatient about something as he wipes the sweat off his forehead. Eventually, the car stopped in front of the cliff as the door opens up. The man took out a huge bag out of the trunk and threw it at the bottom of the cliff. The bag that big enough to hold a person is rolling and makes. Oh, jadi gue ngebunuh istri gue ya? Gue ngerti. Jadi gue ngebunuh istri gue dan gue ngebuang mayatnya itu di sini. Karena gue inget banget kayaknya di Gunung Everest ya, Mountain Everest. Di situ banyak banget orang yang meninggal karena pada mereka mencoba untuk mendaki gunung, dan bahkan mayat di sana itu nggak diurus serius karena susah banget untuk ngurus mayat di sana. Kenapa? Karena udah pada beku pertama, udah pada hilang, udah pada ya susah lah. Jadi kalau mayat beku mau diangkat juga susah kan. Jadi ya mungkin dia di Mountain Everest dan dia buang mayatnya, jadi biar ya nggak ada yang peduliin gitu. Tapi ya bisa aja nih di Gunung Fuji, karena di Gunung Fuji dingin juga loh. What are you actually looking for? Therapist that you aren't truly looking for anything, are you? Although her attitude was very cold, the tone of her voice was gentler than yesterday, as if prying into something hidden deep inside the man, luring it to come out. You were alone in the very first place, with no wife to call your own. There's nothing for you to lose. That's why you don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about having a wife anymore. It's better if she never existed. That way is more convenient for both you and me, don't you think? She stares into the man's eyes as she whispers sweet words in his ears. Jangan bilang gue ngebunuh istri gue karena gue cinta sama lu. That's right. You should forget about any other woman. You stay here with me forever. Yes. He wondered when did he start to forget. His wife was the woman right here alone. As he convinced himself, he started to gently close his eyes. No, my dear. Let me make you comfortable. Wherever you are, I will accept it all and bear the burden along with you. The past or the present, it makes no difference now. Gue ditusuk. Sarasa smelled as the man's neck rolled down to the floor with a thud. False sense of security. Oke. Kita punya banyak load nih ya, jadi kita bisa cek, kita pilih yang mana gitu. So, jadi cewek ini jahat gue rasa, dan gue mendingan ngomongin aja tentang istri gue kali ya. I'm looking for my missing wife. I see, so you lost your way. Then she smelled So kalau misalkan bahasanya, ya kalau tulisannya biru artinya gue udah baca itu. What happened to your family? I got to find my wife. Oke. Kubitori. Oke, kalau warna biru artinya gue udah baca. So gue rasa pilihannya itu di sini. Tapi coba dulu aja, coba sleep in the bed. Habis itu kita pilih. Oke, sorry. So gue salah. Oke, go out and look for my wife. It's not the time to sit around in a place like this. I need to hurry up and look for my wife. To receive such a warm reception alone by myself is just. At this very moment, somewhere out there, she must be trembling in the cold. The man hurriedly puts on his clothes in the blink of an eye. He sneaks out of the hut quietly to not wake Sarasa up. The front of the hut was already dyed in white and barely visible. The never-ending blizzard has halted the man and blocked his way. The snow has piled up to knee level, and the visibility is just the worst. He kept on walking as if folk to try and not get caught by the snow, knowing that in the path ahead his loving wife awaits him. I walk and walk, yet I can still cannot see anything in the horizon. Yes, there wasn't a single sign or gate post around here. Like this, my wife might already have died buried in the snow. Right at the moment, he was about to give up. He can see a shadow resembling a building in the distance. With the tiny amount of hope he has left, he continued to walk step by step. How could this be? It's sunny here and the air is clear. It's like this very place is separate from the snowy mountains. He has finally arrived at a place that looks like a village, then up with the old buildings. Where is this place? Could it be? Is the village Sarasa mentioned before? Still, why does it feel like there is not a single presence of a person? Feeling something is wrong, the man decided to enter and explore the village himself. Inside the village it was very quiet, not even a single sound can be heard. It's as if the man himself is the only one left in the whole world. After not being used for so many years, this has taken over, covering everything inside the houses. Ghost village. Gradually such words came into his mind. Perhaps this is a different village than the one Sarasa mentioned before. The man keeps walking as he is having talks inside his mind. These talks. Looking down the path, he can see a trail of footprints that are not of his own. I wonder whose footprints are these. Maybe it belongs to my wife. There shouldn't be anyone else this deep inside the mountain. Not entertaining the possibility of the footprints not being his wife, he decided to follow the path. Following the small footprints, a trail that looks like something is being dragged can be seen. Were they carrying something huge as they drag it? The mystery is only getting more and more unclear. Following the footprints, he goes deeper and deeper. When eventually he found a particular warehouse that emanated an otherworldly atmosphere, the mysterious footprints appear to continue inside the warehouse. The man can feel that something is wrong. Even so, he still decided to open the warehouse door. The warehouse door is exceptionally heavy. Even a man would need to use all of his strength to open it. The door is slowly opened as it lets out a creak. At the very moment, a stench of something rotten surges into the air. Something has been left here for a very long time. A ray of moonlight penetrates the looming darkness inside the warehouse. A pile of human bodies missing their necks start falling down. Lying beyond that, a sight that caught my eyes was the mutilated body of my wife. Oh, mutilasi. Everything from the neck up has been cut off. Her body is lying on the ground without a head attached. From the way it was carelessly scattered about, it's clear it was someone doing. My wife was murdered. As the man felt nauseous, he closed his mouth tightly, right away, trying to hold it in but to no avail. The wet snow has now been sullied by his vomit. The shock of losing his wife, the sight that he shouldn't have seen, and the feeling of guilty assaulted his mind at once. As he is panicking, he loses his strength and reaches to the ground while wheezing. I don't know what has happened here. All I know is that my wife has been murdered by something, and the fact that there are a huge amount of corpses left behind here. Moreover, all the corpses are all decapitated. This is obviously something abnormal. There is no way for me to understand any more than this. I don't even know any further than this. No matter what I do, I can calm down. It's dangerous to wander around these parts as the Kubitori might appear. To go outside this late at night is especially dangerous. Suddenly, Sarasa words came to my mind. The folklore about a certain monster that I heard from that hut. Don't tell me. Could such a ridiculous thing truly exist? Did you find her? A cold voice jumped in from behind of the man, all of a sudden. So yeah, dear traveler, haven't I already warned you that the Kubitori will show up around these parts? Standing in front of the ray of the moonlight, she spoke to the man with the same attitude as before. However, if there is a definitive difference from before, that will be grabs in her two hands was a huge sickle. Buat ya yang kayak Grim Reaper itu. Just a weird face you're making right now. You want to know how it turned out like this? She brandished her sickle towards him as she gave him a cold glare. Unfortunately, it's better that you don't know. Please don't listen me, dear traveler. It's your fault for not heeding my warning. The huge blade is swung vigorously as it cuts the wine. Oh, itu true ending kah? Habisnya gue dapat ini nih dapat credits. Berarti gue true ending tuh. Karena biasa kalau game Cheron begitu, kalau ada credits artinya gue dapat true ending. So jadi nggak ada happy ending loh. Ya emang gamenya kebanyakan emang nggak ada happy ending sih. Tapi game yang dulu yang gue mainin di Cheron ya, di Mikotoniki, nama itu Mikotoniki, itu ada good ending dan menurut gue itu gamenya bagus. Tentang Yandere sih, tapi itu ada good endingnya. It's very old tale. There exists a certain village deep inside the mountain, isolated from the rest of the world. The village is said to be cursed every passing night. A monster will appear and cut the neck of any human within its sight. The monster's name is Kubitori, although there's nobody who has witnessed its appearance. Any traveler who happen to meet it will have their neck cut. Fearful of the existence of this folklore, the villagers perform a ritual to calm the Kubitori. Once every year, they would sacrifice a young child as an offering in order to ward off the evil. Should a child be chosen as the offering, they will be locked inside a warehouse, where they will be decapitated by a huge shackle. It is said that the poorer the child was, the more effective it would be. Kasian banget tuh. Serius, teman, kasian banget. It's an exchange for the cruel ritual. The Kubitori has been appeased, and the village is slowly regaining its peace. The villagers believe that as long as they perform the ritual, the village will be able to continue existing in peace. Oh, jadi si Sarasa nih ya. No. Be good and sit here, obediently, no matter what happens, and whomever may come. Never even try opening the door, do you understand? The young woman peeked through the small gap in the door and said this to the little girl. She seemed quite impatient, as if she was running out of time. Yes, I understand. No matter what happened and whoever might come, I won't open this door. With an innocent look on her face, the girl trusted her mother words and did so without a question. Wait here as you thought like a good girl. I definitely come back for you. Yes, I'll be a good girl and wait for a mother and father to come back. You're such a good girl. It's a promise between us, okay? The young woman lets out a smile of relief as she closed the door tightly. The light from the hut is starting to disappear. Being left alone in the darkness, the little girl sits patiently as she waits for her parents to return. However, no matter how long she waited, none of them ever come back. How much time has passed? The girl barely started to grumble. She hasn't eaten nor drunk anything for days. She's reaching her limit. The promise with Diary's mother. Mother, please forgive me. Mau dia keluar. The girl decided to open the door and walk outside. And then she finally understood what happened to her parents on that day. My parents are never going to return. I, who was chosen as a sacrifice, is still alive, while both of my parents were executed. The fact is that both of my parents give up their life. Oh, gua ngerti. So, jadi orang tuanya itu nggak mau anaknya dijadiin tumbal. Jadi anaknya itu disembunyiin. The girl curses herself. She can help but curse herself. And the feelings that drove them to their deaths. From the dawn on, viewers have had passed. So jadi anak kecilnya ngebalas dendam untuk kedua orang tuanya kali ya. Lu udah ngebunuh orang tua gue karena nolak persembahan, jadi lu bahkan satu kayak Itachi. Jadi cuman kalau Itachi itu emang niatnya baik, cuman kalau ini kayaknya cuma balas dendam. Was it around the time the girl has grown up to understand what's going on? And that fateful night, the village is destined to perish. Iya kan, dia ngebunuh semuanya. Balas dendam lah sebutnya. Such a devastating sight, something that words cannot describe. The monster from the folklore came and devastated the village. The villagers' brutally decapitated bodies were all carelessly stacked inside a warehouse. Within a single night, the peaceful village has turned into a ghost village. Such is an inevitable thing. The Kubitori dragged her big sickle, covered in a red liquid running down from its blade. Mutter something as she served the now silenced village. This was probably the best outcome there is. The villagers have been repaid for every drops of the blood destined for their offerings. The price may be too great for it to be redeemed within a single night. Iya, Kubitori. So, jadi gue balas dendam. Iya. So, apa yang terjadi kalau gue salut si Sarasa? Right now, in this place, there's only a man and woman who is... God damn it. Under one roof, it's not surprising if something should happen. Succumbing to curiosity, the man decided to sneak a peek at the woman during the night. As the man snuck into her room, he pulled back the covers. Oh, okay. Oh, it's you. Are you a bit late? I'm tired of waiting. Without realizing, he let out a grin and laughed at her unexpected reaction. He thought that she would refuse outright and become furious at him. He breathes lightly as he gets excited. It would appear that the feeling of ecstasy spreads all the way down to his lower body. Gua rasa sih gua bakal dibunuh nih. You are such a lovely man. Will you entertain me tonight? I've been waiting for this for a long time. Young man just like you. Go ahead and glow. That cold and calm looks of yours, I can't wait to shred it into pieces. Okay, he licks his lips as he talks about all these terrible things. You can see what's snowy valley from the loose part of her kimono. The man reached out his hand into the ones on her. Okay. And suddenly, the words start to shake violently and rotate. To the shaking, the man fell and hit his chin on the hard floor. Palak gua, fuck! Lagian sih. He panicked and tried to look around him. However, his body won't listen to what he says. As if his consciousness was placed somewhere else. What's wrong, dear traveler? It seems that you haven't yet comprehended what has actually happened. She put her hand on her cheek as she lifted up the man's face. Oh my god! Gue pakai kimono juga kah? Lying on her chest, the man can see a decapitated body. The body of a man lying on the floor. With nothing about the neck, a gush of red liquid is flowing from the open cut. Yes, the man's neck had been taken by the Kubitori. Is it the punishment for his foolishness of trying to devour a woman? A deep sound of agony fills the entire bedroom. Whether it's from regret or is it from pain, nobody but him knows. He can only resent his very own sourness. as he screams out an indescribably cry for eternity. Sinner of lust. That's so stupid, really. Itu benar-benar stupid banget. Makanya kalau ini si maut. Oke. Goblok banget serius. Oke, apa yang mau dijadiin thumbnail ya? Aduh, bener. Oke, itu sampai sini aja. Ya. Gua kalau misalnya disuruh pilih, gue mendingan main game apa namanya? Hansel and Gretel ya sebelumnya, karena ending lebih banyak dan ada happy ending. Tapi di sini nggak ada happy ending sama sekali. Gue mati dan ini malah lebih ke arah cerita si Sarasa. So ya, lumayan. Namanya juga Sharon ya. Mungkin nanti gue cek lagi gamenya Sharon ini. Karena gue lihat game ini udah nggak banyak yandere lagi ya. Jadi bagus karena yandere mulu bosen tau. Oke, kalau gitu sampai sini aja. Kalau bisa like, subscribe, dan sampai jumpa lagi dengan Doreki di video selanjutnya. Goodbye.